We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, glad you've tuned in. Dean's already with us.
Yeah. If Dean wasn't, I think Dean was sick.
I think he was sick.
I think he'd be sick. If he wasn't with us, I think he'd be
I
sick.
think there'd be something wrong there.
Yeah, he'd be hostage takeover or something at his house.
Something be going on there.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching this.
Yeah,
Man, we got a decent little show for y'all today. Yeah. Talk about my surgery. Talk about one of the surgery incidents that the commander had. I wasn't aware of.
We had a pretty good laugh backstage, so
it sounded to me like he needs some cleansing as well.
Yeah. The anointed.
The anointing one, yeah. Makes me want to call up our pastor friend and have him come here and bless the studio or something. I mean, holy Moses. But great time, you guys. Welcome and thank you all for tuning in again. You know how we are. You know who we are.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's get on in this thing here. Let's get on up and check the. Oh, that's the wrong thing. All right. First, I want to give a big shout out to, as you see it as our banner, Kelly's Fireworks. Kelly's Fireworks, they're up and going. They got stock. They got inventory. They had trucks in there all day, moving stuff in, moving stuff out. So they're fully going. They got Chillicothe location. They got a Cameron location. They have a Bethany location. They got other northern Missouri and central Missouri locations. Whatever you need for your fireworks, buy one, get one free deals. And I promise you, these fireworks, you light them, they will go off.
They go off.
Very few dead. And if they are dead, you can take them back and they will honor them the next day. Okay.
That's
so
right.
They're open past 4th of July, but that's it. I think the state of Missouri requires them one day past 4th of July. I believe it is. Kelly's Fireworks, everything you need. I go there. You tell them Richie King, Comedian Richie King sent you in there and see what kind of deal, see what kind of percentage you'll get from that. I know they take care of people. They take care of me in there. They love it. They're great people. Kelly's Fireworks, guys. They're all around your area in North Missouri. Check them out. Also want to shout out to our other sponsor, Heroes for Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes for Heroes. Met this guy, Ron. He came to one of our shows like what we're doing, wants to get us in casinos. I asked him to tell him a little bit about what he did, and he said, well, they pay bills for some veterans who need assistance on that deal.
There you go.
They sponsor rodeos. That's how you get the money of rodeos to help veterans, comedians like myself. And they're just good people. Pay bills, give cars. There's all kind of things that the Heroes for Heroes do. Check them out. Heroes for Heroes. They'll see the little emblem. I believe I got it right here for you to check out. Check this out. This is them right there. Heroes for Heroes, helping veterans in Northwest Missouri. Northwest Missouri. All right. Now, before we get to our other stuff, get sponsored by the way, we'll go over and say a big shout out to Dean Cerny, BJ, Senator Travis, our boy Travis. We love Kelly's Fireworks. Always taking care of us when we shop there. Absolutely, brother. You can tell them the Comedian Richie King referred you guys over there if you would. They're good people there. They really are outstanding people at Kelly's Fireworks. Great prices too. I mean, my goodness, I dropped $400. Got to back the freaking pickup truck up there. So good people. All right. Our missing persons is a unique missing persons today. I don't remember if I ever did him before. I think we might have had, but I want to go ahead and do him again. We do a lot of children, a lot of women on here. Today we're going to do a man. All right. Matthew Tyler Henry. Tell me he don't sound like a firearm, Matthew Tyler Henry, huh?
Yeah.
Here's a picture of him, ladies and gentlemen. There's a tattoo. There's another set of tattoos. And I don't know what all that marking is and all that stuff is. They want you to locate him, but they block out part of the tattoo. That's silly. His name's Matthew T. Henry. Date of birth, September 2nd, 1988. Birthplace, Tennessee. Hair brown. Eyes hazel. Height, 5'8" to 5'9". Weight, 160 to 180 pounds. He's a male and he's white. Henry has tattoos on his chest, upper left arm, and the entire right arm. That's a lot of tattoos,
A lot of
ladies and
cats
gentlemen.
there.
You know, entire right arm. That's significant. Um, Henry was last seen wearing his facial hair and a full beard. All right. Henry has previously resided in Dunlap, Tennessee. He is known to have frequented Marion County, Bledsoe County, White County, Van Buren County, and Hamilton County in Tennessee. He also frequented Dayton, Atlanta, and Albany, Georgia. Matthew Henry was last seen April 15, 2008 in Dunlap, Tennessee. He was reported missing on April 27th, 2018, and he has not been seen or heard from since. That's all they get, guys. That's all the description. That's all the details they got today. If you have any information concerning this person, please contact your local FBI office, your nearest American Embassy or consulate, your field offices in Nashville, and as usual, you can submit an anonymous tip online.
Mm-hmm.
One more time, guys. There he is, right there. Right. I think you said right arm. Yes. His
Right arm,
entire
right
right
arm.
arm is tattooed. And he's got left. Let me see where else. Yeah, tattoos on his chest, and then he's got his upper left arm tattoos. 2018. That's working on a while now. 6 years, I think it is, something like that. 6, 7 years. Take a good look, guys. If I'm sure the family would love any information at all. Help the guy out. All right, where are we at here? It says, Redneck, my brother's in the house. Redneck A-Hole and Godfather are in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. You know, we love you, buddies. Thanks for tuning in. Travis, glad you're still doing the missing persons. 2 local Cameron people still missing. Jason Huff and Chris Parton. Yeah. That I'm trying to get somebody on for Chris's family to come and talk about it, but I keep getting crickets. Travis, that case is weird, that Chris Parton thing. Jason Huff's weird too. So yeah, if any of the guys want to come on, go ahead and tell them they're invited. All right. Wife's watching. Shh. Show mom's in the house. All right. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. We very, very much so appreciate it, guys. All right, time for a little bit of our news and a little bit of our memes.
Just a little bit.
Now, I got to report to y'all. Thursday last week, I went in for some surgery, and tomorrow will be a week. And, you know, they got me not lifting anything over 10 pounds. Really? Everything in my life is 10 pounds or more. I mean, damn, I bench press quite a bit of weight. 10 pounds? So they kind of pulled a trick on my ass. They called the wife first and told her, and the wife just happened to be talking to my oldest daughter, who's like a freaking pit bull, okay? Wanting to threaten to come live with me and shit. Well, you know what? I'm following all the rules, man. I love my daughter, but I don't need her live with me. But, Commander, it's kind of hard, though, when you're the guy that does all the lifting.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody.
It's hard to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. I mean, this is unusual. I can't even mow my yard. The vibration of so my daughter's going to come mow my yard, and I feel like less of a man because, loving people in my family want to give me a hand. Yeah. I appreciate they love me, but I'm always wanting to give them a hand. So it's different for me.
Exactly. I totally get it. So just go ahead and sit back and be pampered for a little bit.
No, right? I know. My dad's down from Sioux City, and that man damn sure following the rules. I was going to grab a dog food, but nope. Dad's dog food.
Okay.
He gets real close to me. He said, well, under the circumstances, you can't really fight, can you? So I said, you might want to listen to Dad.
You better.
I said, I'll kick in your head. He said, I'm not sure you can kick me in the head right now, son. Now, when you heal, it's a different deal. But
that might be another story.
Yeah, so Dad's down. So yeah, he's down having a good time. He comes down once a month usually.
That's good.
With his RV. So yeah, we're doing well. We're trying to get, trying to get me back where I can be the man I once was. But of course, Father Time is taking good care of that problem any damn way.
There you go. Time keeps marching on.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you. My uncle always told me, he said, I don't care, nephew, how many asses you kick, how much karate you study, you'll never beat Father Time. That's one ass you'll never whip. He's undefeated. Yeah, they're trying to make sure I recover. Denise, I'm like I could tear a hammer up in a sand lot. So, it's hard for me, but I'm going to follow all the rules because in 2016, you remember hip surgery I had back then. I followed all the rules. My mother-in-law said, she's a great woman, love that woman. I don't have a problem with my mother-in-law. It's my wife's mother-in-law I had a problem with. But she said, I'll give you a dance, because I always wanted to dance with her because she was a very musical person. Well, she up and died on me in October. I'm thinking, well, if you didn't want to dance, you didn't have to die. Just say you didn't want to dance.
Right.
You didn't have to die on me.
Say, no, I don't want to do it.
But I did everything I'm supposed to do, so I get the dance from. So when I get where I'm going, she owes me a dance up here. Excuse me, Jesus, I need to cut a rug. But
collect.
So I'm healing, doing fine. Everything seems to be healing right, and that's good. And even though the VA did the surgery, so let's just, before I say it's going great, let's just give some time for this to see, because we all know how the VA, are down there cutting around your area down there. I could have went in Richie and come out Rochelle. Okay, and I didn't want to be Rochelle. So anyway,
don't scare the doctor while she's got a knife down there.
No, and I don't want somebody who has anxiety. I don't want nobody to smoke cigarettes. I don't want to have a Tourette's. Somebody, listen, comment. But anyway, also happy to report. Been a year and a half, almost 2 years. I started this weight loss journey. When I started, I stepped on the scale. I was 301 pounds. And today, I'm ever so close to my goal. My goal is 235 pounds of what I want to get that back down to. Today, I'm happy to tell everybody I stepped on the scales. I'm 243 pounds.
Well, there you go. Congratulations.
I'm not a math whiz, but that's what, 8 more pounds to my goal.
Yep.
And I'll probably push on past it. Depends on how healthy I am and how I feel and stuff. So, been a long journey, but from 301 pounds to 243.
That's good.
And your clothes not fitting you, that's actually a good thing in this situation right here.
That is a good feeling.
Kind of I don't normally do this, but kind of pat on the back to myself, for sticking with this deal, because I'm usually one of them guys, if I can't make it happen, get the hell out of the way. And I had such a problem. For 15 years, I tried to lose weight, couldn't lose a dime of weight. I couldn't. And I didn't have the surgery, but I did take there's some medicine I took, Orlistat. And I got to tell you, it finally worked for me. There for a while, I wasn't sure. But I changed my diet, and add a little more to my routine. And I'm down there, man. And my wife's happy. Well, I'm not going to say slander, but my wife's very happy. And I'm very happy. I feel better. So that's the only time I pat myself on the back. Okay, moving on from that.
Okay, there you go.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have the 26th. I'm going to be at the Outlaw Brewery and Cigar there in North Kansas City. North Kansas City. Band Reality Becomes celebrating the birthday bash, and one of their members, 25-year sobriety. This is Saturday, July 26th, down there, Outlaw Cigar and Brewery, 309 East 10th Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri, 64116. The show starts at 6:30. That's showtime, bro. I'm going to be on stage at 6:30. That's what I'm going on there. I'm kicking everything off. It's an adult set comedy. I'm going to rock the house. You guys come, join, make a donation to the band, have a great time, dance. They got many bands there, Direct, United USA, Yellowbird, and, of course, the feature band, Reality Becomes. My boys, Aaron Gum and them getting in them guys, they can play their ever-loving butts off. They're a great band. They're a hard rock band, but they play other rock as well. Great people, great people. Let me see here. My brother says she's happier than a two-peckered goat getting laid. Well, all right. All right. I was going to say something different, but I didn't want to, thank you, sweetheart. I did great. BJ says, congratulations, a healthy journey. I don't know about the healthy part, but I'm losing weight anyway. I still see Little Debbie's. Thank you, Denise, for that. I still see Little Debbie's, and I hear Unchained Melody in my head. I get this swing a little bit. I want to stroke the Little Debbie. My eyes glisten. Yeah. So I don't know if there's a penalty for molesting a Little Debbie or not, but yeah.
I don't know, but I know one thing: Little Debbie kept many a man from starving to death.
Oh, I'm going to guarantee you that's correct. It made many men, buy new uniforms too.
I know that's right.
So that's what our news and stuff is, guys. We got a show coming up, and the movie's still in progress, but Roy's trying to get some last minute crap. Somebody's got to fill out union this, something that. Roy, good luck to you, brother. Call me when you need me. I'll go out there. Until then, you take care of all that magical Hollywood stuff. Now, we got some other news. Commander has some local news he wants to cover real quick before he tells us his story about this hospital visit.
Oh, oh, you got me. Okay, BJ, you're gonna get mortified, but that's okay. You already been mortified.
We'll do the news first. Do the news first.
Do the news first. Okay, we'll do the news first. Then we'll move on into this. Okay, let me get this pulled up right here. I'm sure most of you know that at 3:30 this morning, we lost our phone company here in Cameron to a fire. So anyway, I got the official post out here from the Cameron PD on that, and it's apparent that the let me back this up right here. Get out of this. Go to here. They've got 3 contact numbers for you to get a hold of them, and I'm trying to enlarge this on my phone. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay.
Do they know anything? While you're looking for the numbers, do they know anything? Is it suspicious fire?
No.
Anything?
They got the call at 3:45 this morning. The police showed up, and when the police showed up, they said they saw smoke coming out of the building. Fire department responded. By the time the fire department got there, what I understand, it was engulfed in flames. The flames had spread everywhere. So anyway, it's under investigation. I know that much. Brightspeed, internet people, it's down. 911 is up for the local PD here in town, but your non-emergency numbers is not functioning right now. They've got 3 numbers, but I can't get it to enlarge on my phone to give you those numbers here. But you can look at it on the forum. It's there for local people that it would concern. The state fire marshal was there this morning. They've been going through the ashes of it all day long. So we just have to wait and see what happened. I mean, I think Hamilton Fire Department was there. I think Maysville showed up. I think. Don't hold me on that.
Maysville's pretty good about that.
They're pretty good about coming in. Yeah. Gallatin was too far away, but I think their main concern was keeping the other buildings wet enough that while they were battling the phone company fire, that our library is right next door, that we didn't leave the library. So I think they were really concerned about that. So kudos to all the first responders out there, all the firefighters putting their life on the line like that. Hats off to you. Salute you.
Absolutely. Especially that early morning.
Job. Yeah, that early in the morning. And the response time, I guess, was just absolutely top notch. So
to piggyback off what you said, it also I was out to Conoco outside of Hamilton, it's a gas station outside of Hamilton, the town I live outside. They were not accepting any type of credit card, debit card, their ATM machine. It was all down. That's how I knew about the thing, because they said at a fire. Yeah. So, but the ATM at the Hamilton Bank worked fine. So it was cash only. And people walk by. We told them the credit card machine's down. And then some idiot puts a bunch of stuff on the counter and complains, "You what do you mean the credit card machine?" Dude, 6 people just told your stupid ass.
Yeah. Don't be an idiot. Go on.
But so it affected. That's how I knew about it. Then you mentioned about it. So I'm sure the surrounding areas, were affected by it. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, anybody that's got Brightspeed, I guess, is pretty much affected by it. So
BJ said this afternoon, City Hall, they said most of the phone services have been restored.
Okay, good.
But that we'll see about the internet.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it is good. Thank you very much for that.
Yep. I know now.
Everybody's had a weird hospital experience. I had a female doctor help cutting on me. Well, I'm kind of torn because my wife's the only person touching my body in certain areas, but I don't want a man doing it around there and being around there either.
I know that's right. Yeah.
I mean, it being Gay Pride Month, I don't want to be out there marching,
No.
But I don't want my wife freaking out either, right? So I kind of put in position. But apparently you got a position you were put in.
Yeah, well, that totally shocked me. I wouldn't even think the shock on my face looked like something. I wish I'd have had a camera if I could have operated one at the time. I took one of BJ's expressions.
Your wife is going to be funny.
Sat there at my bedside. So anyway, I had my surgery about 4.5 years ago. Anyway, I had to go back to the hospital because I had allergic reaction to the PICC line big antibiotics that they were giving me. And anyway, I'm laying there, I'm all bloated up like a toadfish. Okay. So anyway, here comes this nurse in, this Korean nurse come in, and I'm in the ICU there, and she comes in and she pulls the bed sheets down, throws my gown up practically over my head, and starts checking me all out, and just grabbed a hold of my personal stuff and just started wall- walling it all around. And I was so set back. I thought, wow, what's going on? So pretty soon she pulled my gown down, put the sheets up, and she left. And BJ and I just looked at each other and she said, "What was that about?" And I said, "I don't
I
know."
can imagine
So
BJ.
anyway,
BJ's a happy-go-lucky person. Her mouth opens up and shows all her teeth when she talks. I can imagine her eyes are opening up this time.
so anyway, the next evening, here
Oh,
she come in
there we go.
again. And I looked over at BJ and I says, "Oh dear God, I'm fixing to be violated."
You were accosted by a little nurse, BJ said. Now that it's all fun and games and funny.
Yeah.
It might have been that, but what? Imagine that being a little Korean man come in there was rooting around on your junk.
I did. Get your hands back, boy.
Hey, whoa!
What are you doing?
This ain't Brokeback Mountain. Hey.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was it.
Now
Anyway.
you give a little leeway when that's a medical procedure, but if that was,
Yeah. But I mean, what the heck you gonna do?
Dean Cerny said, "Commander don't have any ticks. Doctor, he get outside more." Checking his ticks.
Oh yeah.
Sound like you're checking his something else for something else. I don't know, but you're rooting around like a hog. She threw your gown up, threw your blanket down, and she went to town.
Just like, now just went to town.
What the hell kind of procedure do you have going on there?
I had swole up from dress syndrome.
Oh,
and I guess they were. I guess.
Apparently there wasn't no more swelling when she was done, or maybe maybe like some light bruising or something. Oh man, she never to say if it was for a medical procedure. She just felt him up and left the room.
Yeah.
That's his wife making that comment. Holy crap!
There was no shame. There was no shame in that gal.
No,
none whatsoever.
I mean, listen, what can you do? It's just like, what in the hey? He's gone. Can I get a cigarette? Something. Oh boy!
Oh jeez!
Oh my goodness! See, that's when you get your age. Shit like that starts to happen, and that's funny to guys like us. But,
yeah.
Well, speaking of medical procedures,
yes.
Imagine you're going meeting your anesthesiologist in the 1800s. Holy crap! The hell she gonna do that thing? And what a name, Matilda. Anesthesiologist, 1894. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll deal with the pain. You get her big ass away from me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll just give me a stick to bite down on.
Yeah. This little boy's out of quandary.
Mm-hmm.
If olives are made from olive oil, or olive is made from olives, what is baby oil made from? If olive oil is made from olives, what is baby oil made from?
Mm-hmm. Behave yourself there, buddy.
Ask P. Diddy. He can tell you what it's made from.
Yeah.
This next meme is absolutely true. When you're in the late entry program, my high school, I was in phenomenal shape. Went to boot camp, you look like a chiseled granite of God, right? During active duty, you kind of go a little bit, but not much. But then when you're out with that DD-214 form, boy, you're proud.
There you are. That's right.
Got a red shirt on you. Hey,
Took a few years to get to that point right there.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Earned every ounce of it.
That is correct.
That's
All right,
right.
those out there, guys I meet that think we're a tough guy, well, look at here. No matter how badass you are, you'll never be a raccoon riding an alligator back. The balls on that alligator. Or that
Lock and
raccoon.
load.
Yeah. That gator's like, well, I guess we'll give you a ride, I guess. I mean, you got,
right.
Whatever, friend. Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all seen the cartoon Bart and Ernie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, usually that stuff's based off a true story or true people.
Yeah.
I found them.
You found them.
Now, come on now. Tell me that. Drink it in. Drink it
in. Soak it up. Soak it up. Brawny it.
Man.
Oh, God.
All right, these next couple videos are funny and motivational. First one, I never thought I'd ever see the time. I was in amphibious assault when I was in the Marine Corps. And so we splashed out of the back of one of these ships into the ocean. This is what it's all about. If you've never seen one done, here you go.
Well, if I die in the combat zone, box me up and ship me home. Pin my medals up on my chest. Tell my mama I done my best.
That right there is what the ship looks
Oh
like.
yeah, it feels good.
How it
Feels
doesn't
good.
sink and
Feels
fill up.
fine.
It's got like belly to pump all that water out. But that's a cool ass shot. I remember seeing it myself and thinking, yeah. Life expectancy was 18 seconds if you're in amphibious assault. So apparently mine must have been running good. All right, here we go. Now, this is not true martial arts, and I can show him how to break this hold, but he's developed his own way to get out of a chokehold. If you're sensitive, you might not want to watch this.
Oh, no.
I don't recommend that. I mean, during Pride Month, that might work great, or it might backfire Pride Month. Woo!
That can backfire.
Yeah, but that's well thought out. I mean, I did know a guy one time getting in a fight with a big old boy. He was about to get pummeled. He reached over, pulled his pants down. The guy didn't have underwear on to distract him. He punched him and ran. Oh man, I don't recommend doing that. Do that at your own apparel. All right, you guys seen these videos sometimes? What are you gonna do about breaking your house? Well, first of all, I'm gonna stand and just be happy, be elated. I finally get to kill somebody, right? But this guy here's got his own thing to do.
What you gonna do if I break in your house and eat all your M&Ms? What you gonna do?
Wait to see how long it takes you to figure out that those weren't actually M&Ms. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Take a trip and never leave the farm.
Now this one here, there's gonna be a lot of men to relate to this one. This might bring back some PTSD for some men.
My wife made me these unseasoned mashed potatoes yesterday. I told her they tasted like shit. They sure do taste a lot better today.
He couldn't have walked his ass in the kitchen and seasoned his potatoes. He had to take an ass. I know that's a skit, but it's just funny.
Oh.
It tastes better today. And I don't look any better.
Yeah.
I don't look any better at all.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh my Lord, we're something wrong with us here at King's Court.
Thank God.
All right, we'll go here. Man, that's all I can tell you is man. All right, here we go. Let's go back to some of these comments here. It says right here, the commander was having MEP's flashback thinking, wait, I already did this one. The Map Center.
Map Center, yeah.
She didn't even ask you to cough.
No.
I says, damn. Look, Bert and Ernie. That's exactly tainted love. My wife's losing her mind. Yeah. Richie, video inbound to private. All right, I'll have to look and see. Reminds me of spaghetti booth. Oh man. Let's go over to Dean and see if Dean sent a message here. Let's see if we can find. All right, hang on. Let me see if I can share this. All right, see if I can share this. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Dean's going to share a video. All right, here we go. Now let me go back up here. Play it. Here we go.
Yeah, right. Bring it on.
When they threaten America, boys, right there.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Iran, them guys over talking all kinds of crap anyway. And who gives a
they've been talking smack for
who gives a
years.
shit? We'll blow them off the map. They know damn good well they don't want none of America or none of our people. You know, they're gonna mess around and come over here, and I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Like a comedian said a couple years ago when I played this for y'all, America's got one thing no other country's got. Okay, rednecks, and they're waiting. They got our shotguns, they got arsenals, they got more bullets than Walmart stored up at their house, and they're waiting on such occasion to happen. Okay, keep playing.
Yeah.
If the rednecks don't follow no damn Geneva Convention. You can't do this, can't do that, dude. They'll duct tape some tannerite to you, to your bunghole area, shoot it, and then laugh about the situation. Okay, you know that's going to be real crappy. Is what's going to happen? Real crappy situation. But and so, Dean, all right, yeah, thank you guys for that. All right, let's get into our mysteries. Again, I want to thank Kelly's Fireworks for sponsoring us today. We appreciate it, Kelly. Check out Kelly's Fireworks. You just seen other people on here that go to Kelly's Fireworks too. Already telling you how great a fireworks stand they are.
Yep.
Great people there.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Heroes for heroes. Heroes. They take care of veterans, help pay some bills, find them cars, will drive, whatever they need, mental health, comedy. If you need something, they help you out. Heroes for heroes. The guys, they're a radio. They also do a lot of rodeos. They raise money. They just love veterans, love what they're doing. Heroes for heroes. Check them out right there. There you go. And I'm going to take us off screen real quick. We're not going nowhere, but I got to show you this. There you go. Kelly's Fireworks. I know Facebook likes to try to shut us down when they say it's violates community standards. First of all, fireworks are not illegal.
That's right.
Why the hell are you fucking banning them? Facebook saying that it's against community. What the hell? But yet you let my New Year's video. When I say Happy New Year, lighting up fireworks. Huh. I don't know.
Figure that one out.
But they're a sponsor of ours, so leave Kelly's Fireworks alone. They're good people out there. And we're going to advertise them. All right. Mr. Commander, sir.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Jeepers Creepers?
No, never have.
Okay.
Never seen it.
Well, apparently, there's some confusion about this movie. Okay. People say Jeepers Creepers is real. Well, the movie itself is not real, but let's get into it. I asked the computer earlier if Jeepers Creepers was real, and it told me no, it's not. And I'll share the information to you. I'll share the evidence because it's what we do in this part. We share evidence here. Is Jeepers Creepers real? No, it's not based on a true story. There was a particular inspired by a real life incident, however. The movie's plot about a creature that hunts and kills for 23 days every 23 years is entirely fictional. However, the initial inspiration came from a case involving Dennis Depew, who witnessed who was witnessed disposing a blood-soaked blanket behind an abandoned schoolhouse. All right. So that's what it's based on. Now, I went and looked this guy up. And this guy is something else. And I'll go down here and show it to you and bring him up what the guy in real life looks like. He looks like something out of a damn Jeepers Creepers movie. And here we go. Bang. Take a look at that dude right there. Right here. This guy right here.
Good grief.
He looks, I know some people are ugly, but this guy just looks, he's ugly and creepy. Holy crap. Okay. That's his wife, Marilyn, right there. Okay. Well, here's what really happened. Here's the inspiration behind the opening plot of the movie. 46-year-old Dennis Depew is wanted for the murder of his 48-year-old estranged wife, Marilyn. You think? Marilyn, who was he was a property assessor, and she was a Coldwater High School guidance counselor. That's a weird mix. They had been married for several years and raised 3 children. However, there was a great tension in the marriage. After he became withdrawn, he accused her of turning his children against them. They often told friends that she was unhappy and wanted a divorce. Finally, in 1989, after 18 years of marriage, Marilyn filed for divorce. She told her attorney that Dennis was trying to ruin her life and would not let her make decisions on her own. He tried to keep the marriage intact. However, the divorce was finalized in December of 1989. He was granted bi-weekly visitation rights, but his children were often reluctant to go spend time with him. He was also given access to the guest house. That's somebody's mistake right there, which he used as an office. However, it was believed he used that as an excuse to maintain control over his family. Marilyn later changed the locks on the doors, good for her, but he still managed to find a way to enter the house. On Easter Sunday, April 15, 1990, he arrived home to pick up 2 children. Their younger daughter, Julie, had already refused to go with him. When he went inside, their son, Scott, was reluctant to go too. When Marilyn tried to talk to him, he became angry and started yelling at her. He then grabbed her, pushed her down the stairs. At the bottom, he continued to beat her, even after their children pleaded with him to stop. Their oldest daughter, Jennifer, ran to a neighbor's house to call the police. Dennis then carried a seriously injured Marilyn back upstairs. He told the children that he was going to take her to the hospital. They, however, never arrived at the hospital. An intermediate and widespread search began for them. Later that afternoon, Ray and Mary Thornton were going to a Sunday drive on Snow Prairie Road near Coldwater when a speeding van passed them. They noticed that its license plate began with GZ, but did not pay much attention until a few minutes later. As they passed an abandoned school, Mary noticed that driver carrying a bloody sheet behind it. Minutes later, the van pulled up behind them and rode their bumper for several miles. Finally, Ray, her husband, turned off the highway. They noticed the van pulled off on the side of the road. They turned around and noticed that the driver was changing license plates. They also noticed blood on the passenger side door. They decided to return to the school where they found the bloody sheet in an animal hole, an animal duck. After they contacted the police, they learned that the man they had seen was Dennis. Tire tracks at the school belonged to Dennis, his van, and the blood on the sheet was Marilyn's. I mean, in 1990, they could tell that quick. They had DNA back that fast. I mean, maybe they should have said, it was later tested. Besides, based on the evidence, it appeared that he had killed her. However, it wasn't until the next day that this was confirmed. Highway workers discovered her body near a desert road in Bethel Township. She had been shot once in the back of the head. A few days later, Dennis sent several bizarre, rambling letters to friends and family. In them, he tried to justify Marilyn's death. Altogether, he sent a total of 17 a total of 17 postmarked in Virginia, Iowa, and Oklahoma. The case first aired March 20th, 1991 episode. It was also featured in the ID show Man with a Van. Some sources spell Marilyn's name with recently has been theorized the beginning portion of broadcast was used as an inspiration opening scene at 2001 movie's Jeepers Creepers. So there's the tie-in right there, how this pertains to Jeepers Creepers. It's because of the first part that was based on the story. Moving on. It was solved at 8:30 p.m. on the night of the broadcast when a woman named Mary arrived at her home outside Dallas, Texas. Her boyfriend, Hank Queen, was already there. His van was parked in the driveway, which was out ordinary. It was not out of the ordinary because he usually kept it outside in the garage. When she came inside, he told her that his mother was very ill and that he needed to make an emergency trip home. He asked her to make him some sandwiches for the trip. She felt something else was going on, but was not sure what it was. As he gathered up his clothes and some personal items, he gave her instructions to prepare the food for the trip. After putting his belongings in the van, he said goodbye to her. She could tell something was troubling him. She had a feeling that she would never see him again. Later that night, Mary was shocked to learn that Hank was actually Dennis and that he had just featured broadcasts. She believes he was watching the show and deliberately distracting her in the kitchen so that she would not see it and that he could leave. Interestingly, she had been suspicious of him in the past, asking a private investigator to look into him. Nothing at that time was found. One of Mary's friends called the Telecaster that provided the authorities with the Texas license plate number of Dennis's van. 4 hours later, his life came to a violent end just across the Louisiana-Mississippi state border. When Louisiana state troopers spotted Dennis's van, they attempted to pull him over. He led police on a 15-mile speed chase. 15-mile high-speed chase, damn, and broke through 2 police barricades. Warren County, Mississippi Sheriff Pat Barrett told his deputies that if the van refused to stop, they would shoot out the front tires. They missed the front ones, but got both back tires. Dennis traveled about another half a mile before the van came to a stop. Around 4 a.m., after firing 2 shots through his windshield at the deputies and another through an open window, he turned the gun on himself and took his own life. Paul believes that he intended to die that night, either by the deputy's hand or his own hand. Dennis was the first fugitive featured on the broadcast to have committed suicide. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, wait a second, there's a hell of a time deal. There is. He killed her April 15th, 1990. Okay. And then down here, it didn't really say, but it said 8:30 that night. So he had a chance to get another girlfriend. And let me see. He died March 22nd, 1991. So what do we got? We got a year and some months here.
Yep.
A year and 1 month to be exact. So a year and 1 month, he had another girlfriend and he was getting away with it until he got sporadic. So, and there's a picture of him again. Okay, so what did we learn today? Well, we learned that Jeepers Creepers was not a true story, but it had an opening and true account in the story. Now, Commander, that was a lot, my friend.
Yeah.
What say you?
Well, it's amazing how you can take one little bit of truth like that and put it at the beginning of a movie, Jeepers Creepers, and then by the time the movie's over with and everybody that has watched it believes that the movie is based on true actual events.
Right.
When it really wasn't. I mean, just goes to show you that people cannot distinguish the difference between reality and fantasy.
And I think there's a little more to that. I think because there's supernatural involved, people want to believe so bad
They
in the
wanna believe,
supernatural, you know, that they jump to these wild conclusions on that.
Yeah, they let their imagination go crazy with themselves.
Right, right. I am one of these guys that have a hard time watching those. Not that I'm scared. This ain't
Yeah.
realistic to me.
No,
Somebody tap like that, the show's gonna be over. It'll be time for commercial break. I mean, there won't be nothing to film. Okay.
I got a remote control. Click.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
no, I'll just shoot the son of a bitch and we'll
Yeah,
be done with
be
it.
done with
You
it.
know, whatever, man. Beat his ass. But anyway, so but I seen that come up. People were big debate on TikTok and internet stuff that Jeepers Creepers was real. You know what's real. Well, we just read to you. It is not real. It
It's
is
like
a
a Blair
fictional
Witch
story.
product.
Blair Witch, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that's some time in my life I'll never get back watching that stupid ass show.
I know. That's about the dumbest thing there ever was.
You know, I said on here that there's a movie that one of the worst movies I ever seen was Ghost Dog. Okay, with Forrest Whitaker acting like a tough guy. I watched it twice. Once I watched it once, and like, what the hell? I had to watch it again to try to understand it. Still didn't understand it. To me, that's the dumbest movie. And then there was one Hotel something with Mel Gibson. I watched that movie. That was just damn. I got 1A, 1B. And the Blair Witch Project was my second stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life. Just dumb,
Yeah.
wasting my damn time. Should have known what it was, but you know, whatever. So, Jeepers Creepers, it's not real, but the opening scene
Mhm.
was inspired by Dennis Depew.
By the true events.
Dennis Depew, that's right. So, part of that story, the people seen him put a bloody thing back there and found out his wife was dead the next day. It was a year and a month later, ladies and gentlemen, before they caught this guy. Or 11 months later. I guess March. I mean, dead in April. March of next year. It's March of next year. Hell, I was senior in high school, about ready to graduate, you know. And they caught this guy. Now, I know there wasn't a whole lot of forensics back in that day, or DNA, I mean, and stuff like that. But you still had common, I mean, you know, tire tracks and all that shit,
Yeah.
and eyewitnesses and license plates, and were still like they're used today. But the lady that was a girlfriend, man, hey, I'm glad she was all right. She didn't get killed. I mean, 'cause this guy was he wasn't going to jail. And this is the guy you need to be afraid of, because listen, he wants to get a shootout with the cops because he don't want to go to jail, and he's want to commit suicide. He's a dangerous individual, and what
That's
happened
right.
to him, maybe that was God's plan for him.
Yep.
Just
His
saying.
mind was made up. Either he was going to kill himself or he was going to be suicide by a cop. You know,
Which
let one of them shoot him. So
and end up shooting himself. So, yeah, good for him as far as I'm concerned. That's all stupid anyway. All right, part two, it ain't really mysteries, but part two, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some things going on right now in people's perception. Now, I've been in some debates with some people I know, and they tell me that the Republicans, because of what happened in Minnesota, first of all, it was a tragic deal, and I don't condone it. Anybody shooting anybody for political reasons, and I didn't want nobody to shoot Biden because I respect the opposite presidency. But these people are hoping Donald Trump gets shot. They're over there. They're hoping for it. They're praying for it. And they said that only the Republicans are crazy and shoot all these people. And they said that Donald Trump had a blood patch behind his ear. And this guy come in to kill people. Donald Trump's all fake and everything like that. Well, first of all, they didn't need to fake it because Donald Trump was winning all the polls anyway. That's why they tried to kill him, because it's so far ahead. They knew that they couldn't do anything. But the kid was Democrat. His parents were Democrat and liberal. Put that out. But you need more evidence? Okay. Abraham Lincoln was killed by a Democratic communist. JFK, communist and Democrat. Martin Luther King, Democrat. My cousin, Gerald Ford.
Democrat.
Two ladies. Two freaking, first of all, how bad of a guy do you got to be that women want to shoot your ass in public? Women only shoot you if they get you in bed with another woman. These ones shoot him in public. Of course, one of them was One lady tried to shoot my cousin was from Charles Manson family. But anyway, Democrat. Who was responsible for slavery in this country? Or tried to fight to keep it, I mean. Democrats. My people. Trail of Tears. Democrats. Huh. You see a pattern here? Now, a Republican did shoot in Minnesota. He shouldn't have did that. Here in Kansas City, Missouri, one of our senators was on his list. They found a list, and Emanuel Cleaver, I believe it was on his list. He's a Democrat. Never met Emanuel Cleaver. Don't care about his politics. Wouldn't want him shot just because of that stupid reason. Point I'm making is, it ain't just crazy Republicans. These crazy Democrats who started a lot of this shit, and they're the ones that are doing they're the radical people that's out of control. I don't care what political side of the fence you're on. Evidence is evidence. Okay,
That's it.
It ain't just Republicans doing the shootings. If it was, I got a list. Okay, I'm just saying, I got a list. But it's both parties. It don't matter who your ass is. I did a survey on our show 4 or 5 years ago about serial killers because people said it was all Republican serial killers. We'll kind of find out it was actually split. There were some Republican and a lot of Democrat serial killers. So what's that tell you?
Got our
Just saying.
fair share of crazies. Doesn't matter which side of the
It don't
political
matter.
fence you're on.
It don't matter. And listen, I don't want you going out shooting nobody for political reasons. I mean, damn, are you that fucking immature that your party lost and you're going to be an asshole about it? So what? Your party lost because they needed to lose because your leading candidate was a moron. All right, and that guy going up there shooting people, trying to make it so they put more Republicans up there. We own the House and the Senate. The Republicans own the House and the Senate. Why is this stupid son of a bitch trying to shoot somebody for something? Trump's doing well. I don't condone any of that behavior. And they took him into custody. They should have shot him and killed him. And that's my point of view. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't. You guys can hate him if you want to. They should have shot the son of a bitch.
Well, that Minnesota lawmaker, she made a lot of her own Democratic Party people mad because she voted against tax dollars being spent on illegal aliens.
Right.
And because she went against it, it didn't pass.
Right.
So she made a lot of enemies right there in her own party.
She did. And he was a Democrat, and he had a list of he's a Republican. He's a Republican, but he had a list of Democrats he wanted to kill. There's no need to do that.
No, none whatsoever.
And the guy that tried to shot President Trump was a freaking Democrat. His dad was a Democrat, his mom was a liberal. They don't have a Republican kid. He's a little 4-eyed, greasy hair looking kid. You damn sure bet he was a damn Democrat. Okay. So, and he gave money to Democrats. So anyway, let's knock off the rhetoric. Psycho doesn't care what color. Psycho doesn't care what political affiliation you got. Anger's blind.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. It doesn't care. People who go out commit rapes, they don't care if you're black or white. The only thing that's stats are real bad on is usually mail fraud or poisoning are done by women. Women lead that category by a lot, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. You
don't want to mess with your wife. She'll poison your ass and forge your check. Okay. But other than that, it don't matter. Women kill, men kill, hell, teenagers kill, kids get a hold on a lot of guns. Yeah. It don't matter what color. So the rhetoric in this country is just bad. You got one news source saying something else before the shoe even drops, before they got all the facts. Then they got to come around and write a retort. I was writing this retort because we were wrong. No shit. How about waiting on the facts to come out? VJ says the Minnesota shooter had been appointed to the government position by Tim Ross. Yeah, that was he was governor before Tim Ross appointed this guy in there as bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats. Tim Ross said, well, that's a pretty good idea. He left him on there, and then he resigned or whatever, and went on this mass killing spree. I don't condone the shootings. I see why people are mad. I get it. I understand the anger. I didn't want Biden to get shot. I want his ass out of office, but I didn't want him shot. We can't do that, guys. We can't just. No. We're supposed to be a civilized country, but now things are picking up everywhere else. Let's get out of America a minute. Iran and Iraq are going at it. This deal, ladies and gentlemen, has potential to turn out real bad. Okay. Now, Commander, I want to think about this question before I ask it to you. You being a guy, an elder statesman of a different generation. There's people calling for the United States to get involved, and people are calling for us not to get involved, or to get involved in some level, but not troop level. Before I give my response, because I'm going to piss some people off mine, where are you at on Israel and Iran conflict? What do you want to see happen?
Well, first thing we better not do as a Christian nation is turn our back on Israel. We don't want to be a goat nation. So whatever it's going to take to protect Israel, we need to stand up and we need to do it with whatever it takes. If Iran, and this Iran thing has been going on even back when I was in the military, okay? And we're talking the early 70s and mid 70s to the late 70s, okay? This Iran's been doing this for, well, since back to biblical times. That's just the way it is. And they're just a warring nation. And Israel has always got the brunt of it. We're talking a little tiny country surrounded by all of the other Islamic nations, and they're holding their own. And the reason they're holding their own is because of allies like the United States. We better stay strong with them, and if that means that we've got to send reinforcements in there on the ground to help Israel, then so be it. Man up, people. Yeah, I mean, if it's in the cards, you can't stop it. It's going to happen regardless. So you better make up your mind if you are or if you're not. Because one way or the other, if the balloon goes up, as we used to say back in the day, pack your duffel and shuffle. We're off.
Dean Cerny, our avid fan guy, I respect immensely. He said Israel's doing just fine on their own. We don't need to get in this war right now. Let them fight it out. He used the word right now. You used the word right now. Let them fight. He says America won't pose a ground invasion on Iran. Here's where I'm at with this whole deal. I think we need to stop the Russia and Ukraine war first, and I think we ought to blow Russia off the map. I think we ought to put a bounty on. I've been through this. You know how I feel. I think we put a bounty on Putin's head and take his ass out. He ain't done that because cause controversy that whole damn region.
Exactly.
I think we just need to just take his ass out and be done with it. And listen, if they come to a ceasefire, he needs to pay back all the. If they don't kill him, but the war stops, he needs to pay. He needs to give back what he's taken, and he needs to pay for all the buildings over Ukraine because he started it. Iran and Israel. We have a bomb that no one else has, apparently. It's been all over the news, on every news source, no matter what. This busting bomb. Well, I figure what the name of it is. They could drop it down this mountain and they could wipe out the nuclear thing over. President Trump's been on the air saying unconditional surrender means they will not have nuclear capabilities. Iran is a paper tiger. They've been talking shit for years, and they couldn't wipe their ass without assistance.
No.
Okay. I think we should send some people over. Not right away. Let them do it. But I think we need to take out the supreme leader. I think there needs to be a regime change over there and let people know, look, you cause problems, you kill off innocent people, you do all this shit, you're going to die. There's no need for you people on Earth anymore. That's what I believe. I might be the only one standing there believing that deal, but I think they need to take his ass out, need to take Putin out, and Hot Chu Ping Chung Chung Ching, or what the hell ever his name in China. He wants to run his suckhole, shove a bomb up his ass. Okay? It's time for the world to have peace. Okay? Damn it, we know it could be done because Trump's first 4 years, we had peace. Or very little of this anyway. But now you got people standing by. Part two of my complaint is this. We have people standing by watching. We have other countries watching what's going on. Okay. waiting for their time to get involved. How long do the United States sit back and watch things go on? What do we do? How do we show some support? Or how do we show that we're not playing games? Boots on the ground, send over this bomb. I don't know. All I know is I think we need to take out that supreme ruler, is what he's called, supreme leader, right? Regime change, that whore ain't but nothing but a pain in the ass anyway since the dawn of time.
Well,
Their rhetoric is kill off all Jews, all Christians, and most of America religion is Christian. They don't like America. We're imperialists, whatever. You know what? Shoot his ass in the head. Yeah. He come to my yard talking that shit. They pull him out in the body bag.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the big United States with all these big dogs got putting up with this crap? Maybe I'm wrong, guys, but that's what I believe.
Well, the whole stinking world always sets back, and they talk. They're like armchair quarterbacks. Okay. They all set back and they wait to see what the United States is going to do. And then if it's something that they agree with, they jump on board and are ready to run with us. And if not, then, oh no, that's terrible. That's horrible. Well, here's the whole nut in a nutshell. I don't care if we have troops on the ground or if we don't. If we do have troops on the ground, I can tell you right now, the only way a war can be won, turn it over to the generals, let the generals do their job, and the politicians stay out of it. Okay?
And Vietnam, this is a serious deal because go ahead.
Yeah, Vietnam, a perfect example. Okay? That was a political ran war. Korea was politically ran. The only ones that lose in politics in a political war are the soldiers on the ground. I don't care what branch of service you're in. Okay? The difference was in World War II, we moved forward, we took ground, we kept it, we moved forward, we conquered that, we kept it, and we kept going till Hitler had no place else to run. Okay? Right. You'll spend a week taking a hill in Korea or Vietnam, spend a week taking it. Just after having an arbitrary figure of maybe 200% casualty rate, they're flying replacements in just as fast as the Hueys can bring them in. Spend a week, take it, and when you take it, what do? Walk off and give it right back to them.
Right.
What was accomplished? Okay, this is going to be no different over there. If you're going to stop it, you got to get the politicians out of the way, let the generals run it, and just do it.
And how long are we looking here? How long we need to let this go on? 1, 2. The Democrats are actually, some of them are on board with doing something. Some of them are not because of Trump's and blah, 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 blah. But first of all, Dean put on here, it's called MOP. It weighs 300,000 or 30,000 pounds, 30,000 pounds built by Boeing is the name of the bomb. Thank you for that, Dean. Okay. And he says if Donald Trump just stays silent, with him not talking, Iran doesn't know what he's thinking and going to do. Also, Dean, what that'll do is the Democrats won't say this is the Donald Trump thing. This is something we need to do, protect our citizens as well. That's over in that regions, the Jews in America and all this stuff from Iran. The Democrats, some of these are on board, some of them are not. So again, this is something from Fight for Themselves. But if you got some Democrats on board with this, you know this is a serious issue.
Right.
And so Congress, now understand the president has the power to send the troops over. He doesn't need full Congress approval.
No.
I believe the way it's written, to go to war, it has to be approved by
to declare
Congress because they got to fund it.
It's got to be backed and approved by Congress to declare a war.
Right.
But Harry Truman in 1950 started the executive order stuff, and that's how we wound up putting our troops in Korea in June of 51 when they came across the 38th parallel down into South Korea. That's what alerted all the military and shipped them over there, was Truman's executive order to send in the military.
And then Congress ended up having a vote, and that's how it ended up happening. But
there you go.
He has the power to do that. And the Supreme, or one of the high federal courts, also told California that Trump has the power over the National Guard.
Oh, he does under the 10th Amendment.
Yeah, And so, because his title is commander in chief, he's the highest man in the military. The courts ain't got no power, and they said that.
What they
One
don't
court that tried it, just a
right.
bunch of liberal crybabies because they didn't like Trump. But when
What
they
they
got down
don't
to brass tacks,
understand is the president can call the National Guard into active duty service.
he
So
can
they come out of National Guard and they become regular
Federalized.
military,
Right.
and now they're definitely under the
Right.
orders of the president,
So there's
and
no
they've
law.
received. They're no longer National Guard,
And
and
lawyers
they are
can't do anything about it. Judges
they're
can't do
active
anything about
duty
it.
until he decides he doesn't need them anymore, and
That's
then
right.
turns them back over to the state he pulled them from.
That's right. And they can nothing they can do about that. And Supreme Court took care of this two other different times and sided with the president. So this issue's already done. So Gavin Newsom can cry somewhere else on that deal.
Yeah, he can go suck a Fruit Loop.
But how long do we wait? What's going to happen? I don't know. Things are getting interesting, guys. 4th of July's coming. It's coming. You know, the real No Kings Day. What a bunch of wasted fucking oxygen and space on that day. No Kings. We got a No Kings Day. It's July the 4th. Stupid mother.
Duh.
Anyway, Dean said Netanyahu is just a modern day Winston Churchill. Yeah, if anybody's equipped for war, that damn Israel over there, you know. I went over there. I went over to Israel. I was in Haifa, and then we went down to Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv was a beautiful place. We got over to the Muslim part that day. You can hear the call of prayer, which is cool. I always thought that was something in the movies, but you know, oh, how the hell ever went. That was cool to actually hear that because you see it in movies all the time. But so, and pretty sure that people know what's going on now. Iran's supposed to run out of munitions and everything. Too bad for them. So sad. Somebody's going to fund them. Somebody's going to send them some. Who's it going to be?
Oh, it'll be Russia.
But he says he's against this.
Yeah, right. Well, it'll come in a roundabout way.
Yeah, he's a lying. Anyway,
yeah,
you know how I feel about him. I just said we're going to take his ass out anyway.
Yeah.
So, do you think that Israel's going to take out the supreme ruler? Because really, you know, people are afraid of a regime change. Listen, they can't do any worse than what this guy did.
Exactly.
Right? I don't know. Do you think they're going? Do you think they're going to take out the supreme leader over in Iran?
I think they'll try.
Think they'll try? Okay.
I don't know if they'll succeed or not, but I think they're going to try.
I think death would be too good for him. I think he needs to publicly admit he surrendered.
Yeah.
He needs to admit defeat. That'll do more to him than would be to killing him. Of course, killing him would be good for everybody else, but you know. But that's it, guys. We want to thank you all for tuning into the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the little episode about Dennis Depew. Jeepers Creepers is not a real movie, just a real opening scene that did happen somewhere, but not from the movie. Thank you, Heroes to Heroes, for sponsoring us for a while. Thank you to Kelly's Fireworks. Kelly's Fireworks, temporary sponsor. You guys get out and check them out. They're awesome. Want to thank Cinch Nick Jewelry. And I show you guys every week their shirt. I'm going to show it to you again. How mad is she? There's Cinch Nick, guys. Look them up on Facebook. They have online orders. They'll ship to you. I promise you, you want some good jewelry, some good stuff, you will not be disappointed. And I know Aaron, I know Mike, the owner, his wife, I've known him for a long time, do all my business with him except with my Native American jewelry, unless he has some. Get in, go online, check them out, guys. Order something for your significant other coming up. But thank you. Thanks to the sponsor. We appreciate it. Check them all out. Commander, you want to give us a closing, please?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I know there's a lot of garbage going on in this world today. Don't let it get you down. Don't feed into it. Don't play into it. Listen, take care of yourself. You survive today. You can make it another day. Listen, somebody out there somewhere will listen, will talk to you. We'll listen or talk to you. I mean, we'll go have a cup of coffee, whatever. I mean, you are valuable. Your life has value. You mean something to somebody somewhere, whether directly or indirectly. So take care of yourself. Reach out. Takes a strong person to ask for help. Ask if you find yourself in that dark place.
Dean put this on here real quick. He says, I think they're out now. China sent them a shipment 2 days ago. They've only launched 2 missiles and 2 drones into Israel today. Well, first of all, China need to mind their business. And second of all, good for them. Well, and Israel's not going to stop until they get their one. A great show, guys. Thank you, BJ. Thanks, everybody, watching this, man. We appreciate y'all.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Yes, absolutely, guys. 4th of July is coming. That's one of my 2 favorite holidays, Christmas and 4th of July. I just get to give. I like to give and stuff like that. Father's Day came and gone. Thank my children for the best wishes. Thank all the fathers out there. The good fathers who deserve to be thanked. Thank you all out there for taking care of things. Commander, thank you. A big part being a part of our lives on here and things, and coming here.
Thanks for having me and putting up with me.
Yeah, no, you're a great host, man. You're one of the best decisions I made bringing you in on this deal. Well, thank you. There's a lot of bad information going on out there. I know people get in their heads, medical issues. Could be good. Hey, think of a funny medical issue. Think of being followed by a short Korean girl and your wife sitting in there and you don't know what to do.
That's right. Whoa, what? Is this going to be a threesome or what?
She's rooting around down there. What the hell are you looking for? Checking in for dicks? She's looking for change? What the hell?
It's like, BJ, oh no.
BJ's the kind of woman who she's got that big smile on her eye. But she's the one.
Oh God. That was crazy.
I'm figuring out, right? My surgery got a woman down there close to my junk down there. I'm glad she didn't smoke or have a bad marriage at the house that she was shaking. Thank you. Right? Yes. But don't be that 22 a day, guys. We tell you all the time, you veterans out there, things are happening right now. Summer's here, full blown, man. The weather's getting hot, and that's not a good thing, but not a bad thing. Dodge raindrops a little bit. There's people out there that love you and that care about you. I know, damn it, some people are in a situation that feels that way, but that's just simply not true. Okay, I know there's families out there with kids can't wait to get out of one family, go to remember, silently help me, guys. Pay attention to that. Women, men, there's abuse. Men are getting abused. There's all kinds of situations. If it helps you, this is just a small part of your life. When you get old enough, you're allowed to make your own decisions. You can go on and get away from things like that. Life can change. But it's not going to change if you don't make an effort. And by putting a gun in your mouth or poison in your body, that's not the decision you need to make. That's not going to help anybody. The people that love you are going to grieve harder and going to miss you. So what we're saying is get out, enjoy it. Hell, there's a lot of comedy going on right now. I've been in negotiations the last 3 days, trying to get into casinos, going down to the Lake of the Ozarks. That's going to be a fantastic deal for us too. It's coming. Lose the weight. If you want to lose weight, now's the time. Gentlemen, I started at 301. I'm down to 243. I'm not a math wizard, but that's close to 60 pounds, getting close to 60 pounds. Okay. Feel great. Lose weight. That's it. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week. Okay.
Yes, we will.
We want to see all y'all next week. Tell your friends about it. Spread it around. If you guys are interested in one of these Cinch shirts, let me know. I can get one for you. Just give me the size you want. You might have to like Cinch page. You know what I'm saying? On something on there. But if you're interested in one of them shirts and funny little cool little shirts from Cinch Jewelry, hit me up. Let me know. I'll go work with them. If I got to buy one, I'll buy it. I don't care for you. Just if you want one of those cool ass shirts, get one. And Mike over there, he's a good dude. They sponsor the show. Have for the last couple of years now when it comes to firework time. Take care of yourselves, NHL. We'll see you guys. My dog is still alive. Update on him. He's still alive, but the fluid is fluctuating again with him. Hopefully he'll live past the 4th of July where all the grandkids can see him one more time because that's a joy of his life and a joy of their life. On behalf of Commander, Post 33, Cameron, I'm Richie King, Bad Man of Comedy. Look me up at Redneck Pimp 101 on TikTok and go to Comedy Vets. Subscribe to Facebook and YouTube page. Until we meet again, Donna Dagahoy, Ostusvi. Take care of yourselves. Have your pet spayed or freaking neutered.
That's right.
We'll see you. Take care.